What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? Happy New Year's from the Anomalies channel. Guys, we're going to rock this big time in 2015. The truth has to get out. One way or the other, we're going to get it out. I'm hoping everybody had a great Christmas, a Happy New Year's celebration. Hope it didn't get too badly out of hand. And I'm hoping, nothing but health and prosperity for everybody. I hope it just really is a better New Year. Because to be honest with you, even if it was a good New Year, it can always be better, right? Anyway, guys, I told you guys for the longest time I was going to come out with these glass tubes, and I said, well, there's not a whole lot going on with them. They've obviously been manipulated, and they're going to continue to do these things, these type of things to these large pitchers. It's kind of like the face of Cydonia syndrome kind of going on. Like they'll say, well, look at the size of this and look at this, and everybody can come up to their own conclusions. But I think they're really trying to hide what's really in these pitchers. This pitcher is no different. It really isn't. When you come to these other sites, that are claiming that these, to me, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't think it's a transport system on these glass tubes. I think there's nothing but a manipulation to some degree, rather. So this is what you'll get here. This is the pitcher. This one here, you can go right here. This is from the MSSS, or the Martian Space Science Systems. And you can go right here and click on this one here, the lowless. You see this says lossless, rather, GIF, best quality, slow download. Now, when you jump on this is what you'll get. These are at the bottom. And you got right here to the end. Okay, you'll notice how this is lighter at the end. Well, there's a good reason for that. And you're going to see that in a little bit. This is no doubt in my mind. I don't believe it's, what these guys are saying. A lot of people are saying, well, these are like transportation tubes. NASA claims it's some kind of dunes. There's all kinds of rumors flying around what these things could be. I believe there's nothing but structures here. And I mean this whole bloody picture, and I mean most of it anyway. And I'm going to show you, because in this area alone, there's structures here. And even if you don't believe that there is, at the very least, they're going to see these weird shapes that you're just going, yeah, this clearly does not look like it's a rock. Because first of all, we're in a satellite picture. That's first and foremost, so it wouldn't be a simple rock. But you're going to see shapes. I can see the shapes right now, and I didn't even have to do a thing to this picture. I can see them. And they're quite large. And the reason why I say they're quite large, because they say this tube, supposed glass tube, is like a mile long. Now, I'm not sure if they're counting from here all the way to the bottom, or if they're counting this large section to be 1 mile long. Mile long's not super big, but I don't trust their scaling, first of all. Of course, they don't have it here. But, I mean, as far as what they say it is, I don't believe that. But anyway, let's jump right into this. And I'm going to show you this. This is just crazy. Now, I rotated this clockwise 90 degrees, so you can all have a look. Now, I'm going to zoom into this, and just so we can have a look again, I want to show you, because I think the reason why I don't believe that this is some kind of transport, because it's on a platform, or at least appears to be. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just jump into here. I got two sections here on the right, as you can see. Now, what I do is most of this section here on the right to this darkest box right here in snapshot 13, that one is for the other side of this picture. These are simply for here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this, which takes out some of the grain. You can see it from here. See how it's like really grainy? Let's smooth it out so we can try to make heads or tails of this. Okay, the first thing I noticed, there appears to be, I don't know if you guys can see this, but right here, there appears to be some kind of weird Docker platform right there. And these, whatever these, call them ribs, some people call them their frames of this tunnel. This thing did not travel through this. First of all, nobody's going to make a transport system that does this, up and down a mountain like that. Especially if it's high speed. Doesn't make any sense. They're just not going to do that. So, either this is faked, or this was designed for something totally different in mind. Now, is it possible that this is nothing more than a, I don't know, some kind of long greenhouse kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. But when I see this, if you look, I'm going to try to darken this a little bit. Right here, you can see this thing literally coming out and then down. Coming out of the base of this thing and then down. You can see it going into the base of this round. It appears to be round, so I don't know. This one here also comes up, and if you do this right, you can actually see this goes like this and curves into and goes into this piece. That's what's crazy about this whole thing. So now we're going to darken this up a little bit more. But you can see this thing literally looks like it goes like this, and it might go like this, and this one goes back down the other side. So now it makes you wonder, this one looks like it comes out, this one goes into it and then comes back down like a 90-degree elbow kind of thing. There's more to this picture than meets the eye. Here's the thing. Look at all the little shapes. Like you can see like this one here on the right going like this. There is more to this than meets the eye. These, to me, are a bunch of structures and just, I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of them are probably artifacts. I believe they did the same thing in this picture. In other words, I think they dropped something over this picture. But let me show you something I think you're going to find fascinating. Look at some of these so-called craters. What the hell is that inside here? Look at it. It literally goes like this, has like a point, goes like this, comes down, goes like this, and then does this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but check that out. I'm going to go back to the lighter one so you guys can see that. But I don't know if it literally goes like this, has a little bit of a point, comes down. Of course, it gets dark right there. We can't see how far it goes down. Looks like it has a point to this and goes like this here. So I don't know what that is. That's just one. Let me go down to the other one here because it's somewhere. Check this out. What does this? It has this weird shape in here. It does this. Comes around. Has this piece here coming up, going into this area. Smooth like that going around. Now, you can argue it's just the base of the, of the crater. But, man, I don't know, man. That's kind of funky to be something just laying in the air like that. I don't know. This one as well. Check this out. Look at the way this thing, it's almost like this was like a trap door. Because it looks like, look at the shape of this hanging. See this right here? It goes like this. Goes down and then into the darkness. You can't see that, but it does this too. Almost looks like the same shape of this right here. See see that? See the way it's cut out? And this has almost the same. It's almost like this is a huge trap door or something like that. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's what I think of when I see this. The other things I want you to notice too is, I don't know if you can see these, but check this out. What is this? Whatever it is, it's pretty large. Okay, goes down like this. Of course, I'm kind of doing this loosely, so forgive me for that. But you can see this right here. And you got these things that are sprawling off that. I don't know if you can see that, but see that? There's like 1, 2, 3. I mean, it just goes on and on. This one here looks like it connects into this other piece right here. And it has this round piece. I mean, these don't look like natural mountain formations because I'm not going to use rock. This would not be a rock at this height. So, I mean, and I'm just seeing this looks awfully pretty round to me. Now, is it nothing more than trick of the eye? I'm not saying what it is. But it appears to me, being this high up, that it's probably some kind of structure of some sort. Now, we may not be seeing a lot of things that clearly due to the fact this could be all forestation. We don't know. And, of course, this is all, guys, this is nothing but speculation. You guys know that. But here's another thing. I don't know if you guys seen this, but right here looks like there's something else that's shiny, kind of like this one here, right here. Now, see when you go like this, it kind of has that kind of shininess. Not quite as shiny as the one on the left here, but, and look at this right here. There's something right here coming down. It looks like, now you got to keep in mind this is above. We're seeing this from above. And there's a bunch of things in this picture. Now, you can see something right in here inside this. Almost looks like it's something long and then it narrows out to a thin piece, but it starts to come out like this here. There's something in between these ribs and I can't see what the heck it is. But there's clearly something in here and it looks like it goes down like this here. And then, of course, you don't see it anymore. So, this has been so manipulated. That's why I said before in my previous videos, I said I'm going to get to this one. And that I don't see too much in it. However, I was wrong. When I downloaded the whole picture, I was like, whoa. But look at this way these things run. There's like something here, and it looks like it kind of goes off like this weird shape here. And they're right on the side of each other, right here, just kind of going like this. And then this one goes down like this here, and has this smooth area. Do you see that? Look at the way that thing runs. I mean, like I said earlier, this one here, these look like structures. Only difference is they're being hidden. They're dropping something over the main picture and they're trying to hide. Look at how blurry this looks. Look at this area right here. How is that like that much blurrier than the rest of the picture? And you can see where they've actually, if you zoom into this enough, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this one because I did it on one that had just this area. But you can see what it looks like right here. Looks like they kind of just blurred it out just to kind of hide in between, what's in between these ribs. So I don't really know. I clearly, it's just speculation because we don't know. We just simply don't know what they're doing here. But let me see if it's this side here. I wanted to show you guys. Look how this looks like looks like it's okay, like it's separated here. Then all of a sudden just looks like a bunch of crap. But see how it's like blurred right in this area? I think these were put here to hide what's really on this. I mean, if this was, I don't know if this is just a giant crevice between rocks, mountain areas, or this was a river at one time, and these might have been structures all along the river. I don't know. I really don't. We can go by what NASA says, and you can go by the other people who speculate what they think these things are. I don't think this is a transportation thing. And now I'm not saying it's out of the question, it's out of the realm. I'm just saying that if you were to look at a railway, a high-speed rail system here on Earth, they would not have hills and stuff going up and down like this. That's just not going to happen. But I can clearly see it looks like an outline of what looks like some kind of platform, and this thing is like I said, coming down. So it's anybody's guess. You guys can tell me what you think this stuff is, because you can see something, whatever this is clearly going down like this, and then it kind of does this, and then you can't see the rest of it. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if this is one big silvery colored ball. This does come up here and then drops back down. I don't know. I mean, again, it's all speculation because we simply don't know. When you get into these right here, I mean, to me, this looks like a bunch of structures. Now, you can't see like a lot of squares, you can't see a lot of stuff, but this is clearly being hidden. Now, I'm going to jump over to the other side of this because I think you're going to find it more fascinating than this right here. Again, I don't know what the heck does that. That comes straight out of a, like I said, does this in a crater. I just don't know what the heck would do that. Nice and smooth, goes like that. I mean, again, I think it's they're trying to hide whatever's in here. This has clearly been blurred out. I mean, you can see that if I really enhance this. Look at this. See how it looks like there's something going like this? Inside the blur? There is something in here. Look at this one. You can actually see right here. Goes like this. There's what looks like a diamond or round shape. They look like there's structures sitting right here. And what they did was they used these particular things to look like, oh yeah, they're nothing more than... but you can see that. See in the blur? You can still see these lines continue on into it. So you don't know what these are. Look at another one right here. And it looks like it's rectangular, oval shaped, or stretched out oval, if you will, a dot and something else on top of it. I don't know. But there's clearly, it's been blurred out. You can see the whole thing's been blurred. I mean, this has been, you can see how, but see how like it looks like the whole area is blurred. Well, I did it black and white, so I'm going to kind of mess myself up. You can actually see the whole area has been blurred out right here. The whole thing. Well, not completely, but right around, it does this here, and you can see where they continued on right here, where they blurred it, and you can see there's like this round, now I just looked at it again, you can see there's something round, it does this, goes across, comes down into this, what looks like a weird structure here, and something comes down from it, and it has this round circle, and then goes into this piece. Check this out, watch when I get it off. See that? There's something round, it goes over to this piece, almost has that kind of rainbow shape to it, goes down and goes into this white piece. But you can see like lines coming off this thing. I don't think this is just simple dunes, as they call it. I think there's more to it than that. Now, let me bounce over to this other picture because I think you're going to find this pretty wild. Now, watch this. Now, again, it's kind of like the Cydonia. Like if the face was sitting right here where this crater is of Cydonia, you'd go, oh, yeah, look at the face and all the pyramids. But what about the rest of the picture? Or what's overlapped this picture to hide what's really in this picture? Well, like I said earlier, look how it gets lighter and lighter over here. There's a reason. Now check this out. Do you see what looks like odd shapes in this picture? Now I think it was right around, let me do this, because I want to make this, I don't want to make it too far out, but I don't want to make it too zoomed in either. What I'm trying to do is trying to get you guys to see, whoop, I'm going the wrong way here, my bad. Get everybody seasick here. I did it around 150%. You can see right here, 150.21%. Now, I noticed this, but I'm going, wow, what is that? You can see here, like a piece of land mass or something else, something right here, and this looks like I said, it looks like an opening more than a crater. And I'm going to show you that because I thought this is pretty wild. This, to me, stood out big time. This one right here. Can you see it right there? It has depth to it. Now, they put this here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but check this out. It almost looks like a wannabe crater over this. It's almost like they're trying to look like, hey, guys, there's nothing here. It's nothing more than, again, just flat area with a couple craters. I don't believe that's true. And watch this. Just by enhancing this thing a little bit, you're going to start to see things pop out. Okay, do you see it now? These things are all in this picture. And it looks like either other land masses with structures on them or something. Now, This is another one I thought was pretty wild. Let me do this first. Let me just dock it up a little bit more. Do a little more enhancement. And you can see that this is starting, more and more details are starting to pop out. Now, let's go a little bit more. Okay, so what I try to do is equalize. So this is super bright and then super dark areas. So try to equalize it out a bit. Now, do you guys notice this piece? Because this is just great. First of all, I noticed this right here. Well, we can go ahead and leave it like that. But right here, you can see it going like this. And it appears to do this here. And then go up like this. But you can also see something right here. I don't know what the heck this is. It looks like something very large. Whoops. Kind of went around that stupid. But right here, looks like there's several pieces. But something that's overhanging this here. But you can see something is going like this, going around, come back, and then goes back down. And there's something underneath it. Now, this is where that crater was. That black dot. That's where that crater is. It's like, wait a minute. Why would there be a crater there if this is here? Now, you can see this, clearly see there's something round right here. And there's other pieces all over this. And if you look really clearly right here, there's something right there, and there's something literally standing up with a shadow. See it right there? You just back it out a little bit. Okay. And it looks like right there is standing out. And you can see this round piece, and there's multiple things coming off of it. Right, there's something coming off that right here. Something coming off over here. There's a whole bunch of something coming. There's just a bunch of things here. I mean, I was looking at this and I'm just going, whoa, what the hell? It almost looks like it has these weird designs to it. The shape of the land of this thing, or whatever this stuff is crazy. Okay, here's another one. Check this other landmass out right here in the upper left. Now, you can see this right here. Goes around. Kind of gets a little mixed up in here. You don't see too much of it after that. So I don't know if this is like, this edge is like high off the ground. But check out all of what looks like other pieces of landmass. And it looks like there's, or there's structures or something. But there's a bunch of little things, whatever they are. I think you're not going to see any of this clearly due to the fact that this is either A, forestation has taken over everything, or it's just something they try to drop over this to take every detail out of this picture. Which either one is correct, or it's both correct. I mean, you just look faintly, you can see these weird... Look at this. I just noticed this now. And there's a completely nice, clean, round circle in here with something in the middle. There's also the base of it. Looks like a base to it. It goes like this here. See this? Now I'm going to go ahead and lift this back. Whoop, I keep going back to the wrong one here. My bad. Okay. Right there, you can see something that's almost completely perfectly round. Check this out. What does this in nature? That is just odd to me. When I see something like this, this is just crazy. And it looks like it has another one, a third one going to the back. This should have been a little bit more rounder, my bad. And you can just see that. See that way that does that? And it has this cutout. Now, it makes you wonder, okay, is it nothing more than trickery of the eye? And again, I'm not calling it anything. I'm just saying it's a possibility that they're just structures, you know. So what I did was I did this here, and I highlighted the ones that I believe that are actual something to them. Here's a good example. Why does this have this shape like this right here? There's multiple shapes here that are just wild. Look at this. Almost like an octagon shape. And if you look very carefully, you can see something that's... You can see all these little structures underneath it. All over in here. Look at this. There's like multiple little things right here. And if they're in the L-shaped, there's a bunch of them, almost like a teardrop thing looking right here with a dot. This on top. I mean, what is this? Almost looks like a Stonehenge sitting on top of the thing. Well, look at this section, 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 section. And there's sections, and they're almost all, almost like a perfect, well, I kind of messed that up, my bad. It looks like it's got a corner to it and does this. And not so much of a corner there, but you can see something that goes like this and off to the other side of it. I mean, come on. These are not natural. I mean, they're clearly not natural. Look at that. The way that comes off like that, sorry, and if you look very clearly, or closely I should say, you can see what looks like a bunch of structures sitting underneath. I believe this thing is loaded with structures, and because they're trying to blur and block out and make it look flat, you'd be none the wiser. And it makes sense. This is what they've been doing all along. Same thing they did, like I said, with the picture of Cydonia. Look at this. And like I said, this again, with the hexagon, kind of like this weird shape, kind of like, see the way that shape goes like this? down, straight down, goes back, and it looks like it starts to go right here, my bad. And you can't, well, I guess you can. You can almost see the rest of it right here. And it's going over to this way, and then you can't see the rest. Like, this is very high in the air, so you can't see the corner. Kind of strange how this one isn't much differently shaped. Now, these don't appear to be natural. I mean, you guys may think they are. I don't believe that they are. I think there's a lot more to it, this things than meets the eye. And like I said, all of these things here, come on. There's just no way. And you can see this thing just sprawling out. I mean, come on. Whatever this thing is, and again, I can see this. It looks like this right here. And almost looks like it goes in. Nice round circle. And you can see something standing straight up with a shadow to it. That's telling me there's multiple things in this. And they got some height to boot. So, you guys tell me. I mean, again, I'd love to hear your take on this. And I'm seeing this stuff. It looks like there's something underneath, or right here. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to do. And it looks like it kind of does this, but it's been blurred out a little bit. And I don't know. When you see these things, it just blows your mind because you're thinking to yourself, what the hell could that possibly be? Now, again, this could be all forestation with a lot of structures in it. And this is the reason why you only see like a half a structure or whatever. And people are just going, yeah, I'm not seeing it. Well, that's fine. I don't think you were meant to see this. I mean, when you see a picture like this, there's clearly nothing in this. So, let me go back a little bit. That would put you 100%. Like I said, I don't want to zoom in too much. That's right around 150 roughly. Like I said, there's nothing there to see, guys. Until you enhance this, things start to come out. And I can see things all over here. Check this out. Right here. Well, did the wrong one. Right here. Just take a look around. You're going to see things that are hidden, things not so hidden. You can see lines that are like faintly in there. See this? And you can see multiple things in a row right here. There's some things right here in a row. And I'm just going over this quick. I didn't even notice these earlier. To be honest with you, not before I did this video. I didn't even see them. But just look around. There's things in this picture that clearly are not natural. Here's the other one. Check this out. What the hell does that in nature? I mean, you can see, it almost looks like, again, like another sectioned out, almost like an octagon shape. But then it stops right here and you can't really see too much. But you can only assume that it goes like this. Now, whatever's going off the side of this, that's why you don't see the rest of it. So, I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm seeing that. Check that out. You can clearly see it almost goes all the way around like a hexagon or almost a complete circle. Again, right here. Almost like a very large one right here. But this looks like a tunnel to me more than, and you see how it goes like this? It looks more like a tunnel to me as opposed to than a crater. So, and there's much more to this. Check this out. Check this line out. Now, again, because they're overlaying something on this, we don't know what this is. Again, this could be a bunch of, structures inside a forest area, and it's just overgrowing. Picture, like I said, what would happen here if everybody on the planet disappeared tomorrow? Well, eventually nature would take over, and it would just really grow into buildings and everything else and over and so on and so forth. Now, you can clearly see this has been blurred out. Look at this whole area. I mean, compared to the rest of this, which you can see right here, it looks darker and got more detail. Whereas this, not so much. So, I'm looking at this right here. I can see something right here. It's very small. With a small, like a dome or something on top of it. And you can see what it looks like there's a bunch of things going like this. Almost like 70 degree or 80 degree angle. I mean, come on. I mean, look at this stuff. It's everywhere in here. And like I said, this piece here. Well, I did that a little crazy. But anyway, you get the idea. I mean, what is this stuff? To me, these are structures, and they are being hidden. Now, let me go into a lot darker area. I'm going to really darken this up, because what my hopes are to find is the actual shape sticking out. So let's do that and see what happens. Okay, look at this thing now. This looks ominous. This looks wild. And you can clearly see that. That is not just, a crater. That was the crater right there. Right there in that little spot. Right there. And we know for a fact that's clearly not. See that? And you can see whatever these things are, there's a bunch of things. You can see like a tower sticking up. There's a round piece. There's a bunch of little things sticking up. And the way this thing is shaped, there's no way that this is natural. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is not natural right there. Let's go back down. Look at this. It looks like there's like different, like almost like archways as opposed to, see that? It looks more like an archway than it is. And you can see it kind of comes down, and I can't make out the rest, meaning what this does inside. But, and again, look at the way this, how perfect this is, with a bunch of, looks like structures all at the base. Like this is higher up than the rest of this. Here. Now, if we go back, what is that? Well, it's supposed to be another crater. Is it? Who knows? This right here. See, by bringing this out, see, by them making it completely light, you can't see what's in this picture. Because it's supposed to look all flat. Like you can't see anything. And again, they'd be right. Because this, I'm telling you what, before I was looking at these shapes, I could see them. I'm going, come on, there's something clearly in this picture. And like I said, when you do this, yeah, that, I mean, I don't know. You guys give me your take as always. You guys know that. Maybe you're seeing something different I don't see. This area here, look at the way this landmass, like I said, goes. It's just, oh, you can see the outline of this thing right here. Now, again, is a lot of this trees, and then there's buildings in between. Like if you were to go in an area, a rural area, anywhere in the United States or in the world, doesn't matter where it is, and you look at trees from above, you'll see like half a house, because it's under a tree, from different angles being in a plane. Is it possible that's what's going on? But I can clearly see there's actual either structures or the land platforms that are like going higher to lower. I don't know. But I can see that right there. And there's other ones coming out over here. I mean, just I don't know. To me, this is what they're doing. They're hiding what's really going on. I mean, just check this stuff out over here. Look at, there's a lot of things that look like they're intricate in these pictures. Check that out. See that now? You can just see this stuff. And it looks like multiple things just in there. I'm just trying to look at this one here. Check out all of these. See how like it looks like there's several little structures, and this almost looks like a diamond shape, whatever that is. Just a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just looks like there's a bunch of little structures everywhere you look. Check this out. Another almost. Look at the shape of this inside this. And you can see there's 1, 2, 3. Well, did that wrong. I'm just kind of circling so you can actually see. They're not circles, but see that? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look at the shape this thing's in. And they almost look like they overlay. If you notice this right here. 1. Then there's another one right here. There's another one. It's almost like they overlay, like it comes down. It descends from the top of something. But check this out. Look at this. Just the areas these things are forming. There's another one right here. I don't know if you can see this, but right here. It goes around. And there's something standing up right in the middle of that platform. And, see it? You look carefully. You can see the small details in this. It simply doesn't make sense, guys. This one here, that's not natural. Sorry. I mean, it's almost like our pyramids we'd see here. Like something right in the middle and there's a bunch of buildings or something around it. Or it's just the way their structures are. Either way, these things are not natural. All in here, all of this, not natural. I don't know how much I can go in. This is 400%. And like I said, let me do here. Let me just lighten it. But you can still see, even though I lighten this up, and you can see, just see them shapes. So, guys, give me your take on it. This is probably going to be another pod to this because I've been wanting to do this anyway, and I really haven't had the time because everything going on. I had some family in from Christmas up to this point. I mean, it's just been really had a good time, and again, I hope you guys did too. It's been really good. I'm just looking at these while I'm talking to you guys, and check this out. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at this. Goes over, comes down. You can stare at this thing, and I'm not saying, most people say, well, it's pareidolia, or this retarded word people like to use. You can say what you want, but, when you start to see things like this, goes like this, goes off. Check this out. This whole thing almost looks like another round area. You can see it all the way around here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but check that out. Goes like this all the way around. Comes back down, goes like this. Again, doesn't look like it's natural to me. And you can see something coming in from this place. And I just noticed this. I didn't even notice this before. There's something right there. Then you've got something right here. Looks like it's round at the end. Goes like this. Goes over to here. Little line there. Boom. What does that? Now, to me, these are just like structures. Look at them all. 1, 2, 3. And I counted these over here. Look at this. All these different... Yeah. Look at it. Again, this round piece right here. Almost looks like it has a square or octagonal shape there and has that round piece. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm not buying it. It's natural. They're clearly hiding things in here. And, you know, until we really take a good look at these things, just no way. If we can't open our eyes, we're never going to see this stuff. It's as simple as that. So, you know, we got to really start to get into these photos and really start to analyze these because clearly they're hiding this stuff. And I think everybody's on board with the idea. This is no doubt in my mind that there's a civilization there, or there still is, one way or the other. And if there isn't, this is the reason why it's the big bum rush. I don't know about you guys, but as a planet, and if I was making the decisions for these space programs, if the planet was still alive, I don't think I would just rush over there. Think about it. I mean, you can try to go in there, you know, all stealthy and everything. I guess you could try that. But if you know if they got any kind of technology, they seen us coming. They seen us approaching. They seen our satellites around their planet. Come on. One way or the other, they would defend themselves. Now, my thinking is there is no more life. Now, I'm not saying there's not possibility because I'm still on board with the idea there still is life there. But, I don't know. It's looking like there probably isn't. And it's just died off. And this is what we see left. I don't know. Again, give me you guys, you know, let me know your theory. What do you think? I mean, do you think there's still life there? I think there's a 50-50 whether there still is. On certain parts of Mars, I don't think it's completely wiped out. I think there's a lot of structures still like we see here that are just being overgrown by forest. I think they may be, and these structures could be still being used. I don't know. But, you know, there's just no way of knowing. Everybody's got their own idea what they think is going on Mars. Some people think that it's really, really small Martians. You can't say alien because they're not alien to their own planet. So Martians or humanoids, call them what you will. I think we've, you know, I'm a huge fan of panspermia. I think that's what started here, life here on Earth from Mars after Mars was hit. So, I mean, I don't know. There's a couple theories floating around what they think happened. I think that's the best one. If there truly is all of this going on Mars, what was here, very good possibility this is how life started here on Earth. Maybe they knew there was a pending doom and they all jumped ship, or a handful of them, and they just had to start up from scratch. This is the reason why we came so fast the way we did. We progressed. And think about it. If you had the technology and you lived on Mars, you say, well, I know how to build a structure. I know how to build this, that, and the other. Well, you're going to a new planet. So unless this stuff's already there, here on Earth, you know, like you got smelting plants and you can be able to make iron, ore, and make all of these things, make vehicles, electronic parts. Unless you get all the stuff readily available, how are you going to make this stuff? So in other words, you have to start off from scratch. You have to start. So, you know, and then we finally figured out, you know, we got the technology to do it. I mean, you know, that's all there is to it. If you were a group of people of Earthlings were thrown on a desolate planet, how would you build anything? Unless you brought a whole bunch of supplies to start building this stuff, to build a whole plant, to build, you know, make steel and everything else, yeah, you're basically starting off from scratch, almost like a caveman. So, you know, of course, it's just a theory. I'm not saying everybody has to follow along with that. I'm just throwing ideas around and try to think of this logically if we can. But anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Let me know what you think. And like I said, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave these up on Google+, especially these here, this picture here, so you guys can see each of these things that I circled. But also the other things I showed you guys, you could just have a look around, man. I mean, like I said, it doesn't take too much of an Einstein to figure out this stuff is just laying there. And I believe this is a lot of structures, and I believe there might be a lot of... in fact, you know, the more I look at this right here, it looks like there's actually a silver dome in the middle of this. Look at this. But it might be overrun by trees and foliage, call it what you will, or it's just their manipulation thrown on top of this picture, and this is the reason why we're not seeing everything super clear. This is the reason why you can bring out some things like this here, almost looks like an octagon shape. You can bring that out with no problem. And these right here, so on and so forth. So, yeah, I mean... You know, like I said, guys, give me your take on it. I think there's one other thing I wanted to show you over here. Again, this is supposed to be a crater. But Now, I don't know if they went heavy on the manipulations or just dropped something heavier on this, but yeah, this right here, look at this. You can see what looks like a bunch of crap here. Now, I don't know, again, sometimes the manipulation they throw on top of stuff has these weird artifacts. They have these weird-looking spaghetti-looking things. Now, because this is so high in the air, it's hard to tell. Check this out. Right here. 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2. Goes out into here. You see that? Let me do this here. See that? There's 1, 2, 3. This one conjoins to this one, this dot here. And you can see that right there. And there's another one here going off into here. Another one, and you can see the shape that it's in. Almost some weird funky shape going on. See it? To me, these are not just artifacts. These are much more than just artifacts. Let me back way out again. Let me go back to this. And again, when I see this, I don't know. That's weird to me, man. And the way this thing is shaped going down, I think these were thrown over to make it look like it's an actual crater. I don't believe that's the case at all, guys. Anyway, again, I'm going to be analyzing this a little bit more, especially the tube part. I don't believe it's something that was traveled in, not going up and down mountains like that. Now, unless it was just like a regular roadway, like we have here, freeways, highways, things like that. Unless it was something like that, which I don't believe that either, it's definitely a structure. It's almost like they try to cover up something all along this edge. But there's structures all over this area. And even more pronounced, meaning bigger ones, are in this area. So, you know, you guys can give me your take on it. Let me know what you think. And there you go. There's just some of the highlighted areas. I went through a lot more in here. And like I said, by docketing them, you can bring out the shapes of the actual landmass or structure because it's like this. And it's so bright, and you can still see that. Check that out. See it right there? You know, you can see these right here. You can see this one right here. So, anyway, give me your take on it. Let me know what you think. And like I said, I'm going to leave a lot of these pictures up on Google Plus a little bit later on this evening, and you guys can check them out yourself. So, anyway, guys, again, I hope everybody has a happy new year, because I really, to be honest with you, we're going to really plug this year. We're going to try to really get this information out, and I think it needs to be put out, because even people who just go, you know, I never even follow anything to do with Mars, but this guy brings up this stuff here. Now, I don't know whether to believe it or not. And that's the good thing. That's a good start, because if you don't believe it or not, that's fine. You know, just look at it from your point of view, and does it look like it's something you would see on a desolate planet? That's all. That's all I'm asking on my channel, is just people to open their eyes and just think rationally with their own mind, say, well, it's only supposed to be rocks in there, it's very cold, so on and so forth. This is what NASA told me. Well, that's one thing you should be worried about. NASA or any other space agency is telling you this stuff, you should be wary. Because there's far too many people like myself, the other Mars Anomalies, and you know, the other on the Mars team, they're doing stuff. I mean, come on. There's no way that this stuff is natural. So, anyway, guys, again, give me your take. Let me know what you think. We have some good ones coming up for you guys. I wanted to at least knock this one out. I've been telling you guys that I wanted to do these the glass tubes, and you know, I just ran out of time, and I said, you know what, I'm going to make it my first priority. These guys have been asking for it. I've been telling you guys I want to do it, so there you go. If you want to see more on it, just let me know. Just say, yeah, could you study more parts of this particular area? And again, I'm going to still be looking at this thing, too, as far as more closely the tubes and other angles that these pictures have been taken, and we're going to go from there. Anyway, guys, look for the link on the where I got this picture from. You'll get that as well in the description, and there you go. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. Happy New Year's to you and your families, and we'll see you soon.